That's what.
Hi there, guys. Welcome to Outdoors, Brews, and Barbecue. This is Carlos, your host. Back in town after a long 10-day trip, and we're kicking it back into show here on Outdoors, Brews, and Barbecue with an episode today. We're not going to get too fancy. We're just going 3 beers and
Keeping it simple.
keeping it simple. 3 beers and a national preserve here in South Florida.
Mm.
So to start off the episode today, I'm going to go straight to beer number 1.
Well, hello everyone.
And let's not forget Hyro. Hyro over here chilling. It's just me and him today.
What up?
Yeah.
It's just the two. I know. We're saddened we don't have any other people, but that's fine.
We flying solo today, man. But
that's how we started. We keep going.
The beers you chose were specifically from a brewery that I did not write the name down here. I just wrote the name of the beers.
2 of them. J. Wakefield.
Jake Wakefield, locally
J.
here.
Wakefield.
Jake
J. Point Wakefield.
J. Point Wakefield. And J. Wakefield is
Jake.
here. J. Wakefield is here in Wynwood, right?
It's in Woodwood, correct.
So
Brewery's been
Miami,
there for a
Florida,
while.
in the Wynwood district. J. Wakefield. We chose 2 beers from them. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to start off with a lower APV level 1 of the 2, which is called El Jefe.
You gotta have El Jefe.
Translated to English would be the boss.
Yeah, like I always call you, El Jefe.
hey, you know?
Jefe, ven aquí. There you go. You got a beer just for you.
I got a beer made just for my nickname. I love it. A traditional German Hefeweizen in its core, but with an addition of fresh coconut flakes for a taste of South Florida and a beautiful surrounding of the beaches.
Ooh.
That is the description that El Jefe has. So let's pull 2 cans here out of the cooler and see what we got. As we see on the camera there, I have El Jefe in the center of the 3 cans out of the 3 we'll be tasting. Let's get that thing up here. I don't know if it's cold enough. I've only had this thing in the cooler for about an hour and 15. So hopefully they've chilled down a bit.
Definitely feels like it.
Yeah.
Feels nice and cold.
I mean, it's cool. I won't necessarily call it cold.
Well, you know, of course, it's not
yeah.
like having it just like in the freezer, chilling there for like a day.
It does have a nice color to it.
Oh, it does.
It definitely has a nice color to it.
Chen's gonna love this one.
Let me put just this tad bit here in front of the camera, and let me pour some for Chen. So, placing it right here in front of Hops for Teachers, which seems like camera 3 over there is having a mental breakdown. But that's fine. The first beer here, again, is El Jefe. And I'm going to pour here some for our recorder. Send it his way. See what he thinks about it.
I already took a sip. It is
I've actually already had this beer before, actually. I'm just going to drink from the can and then finish what's in the cup. Not bad. Smooth.
very smooth.
Still
Still a little warm, actually.
a little warm.
Yeah, that's how I was like.
For a Hefeweizen, though, I feel like I've had smoother Hefeweizens than this one.
This one got a little bite.
It does have a little bite to it.
I
I can feel that coconut flavor that they're describing, like the perfect beach beer. Yeah.
I feel like if like the way it tastes, this is like a beach barbecue.
For sure.
They got a little grill
Some
going,
shrimp scampi.
some shrimp scampi.
No. At the same time, though, I feel like El Jefe. I don't know. El Jefe has a little bit of a bitter note. Is there a slight bitterness in there? You feel?
Yeah, that's a bite I feel.
Yeah.
Little snappy little.
Definitely a South Florida tasting beer though with that coconut.
Mhm.
I can see why they described it as the taste of South Florida and its beautiful surrounding beaches. As long as you don't put sand in here, we're good.
¿Quién te va a tirar la arena?
No sé. You know, there could be a little funny person that decides to pour some
Yo,
sand in
someone
my
put
can.
sand in my can. They're gonna get these 5.
They're gonna
fingers
get
across
my
the
can
eye.
up their rear can. Yeah.
Like that beer can. You should let these people know where you went.
Well, if I'm gonna bring that into the conversation,
Un poquito, you know.
the 9.5 days I was out, I was 90 miles south of Key West. All right, in the land so-called Cuba. Um, Sweated my ass off, or should I say, sweated my balls off for a couple days. Um,
I'm sure that's power is out most places. No,
Power was out periodically for depending on what zone of Cuba you're in, for anywhere between 4 hours to 8 hour blocks. Took the solar panel, the 40-watt solar panel we had formerly on another episode. Put that thing tied outside with a rope to
put
keep
it to
my
work.
iPad and my juice packs charged up. Took a little mini projector, put it right there into the white wall, and had a little movie going on with
Yeah, I love that.
the
That's
UE Boom mini speaker.
I love UE.
UE
I've been having UE for years.
UE's guys,
Years.
I'm impressed.
I still have
First,
one. Like I've had it for like the last 5 years. Still.
it's the first UE that I've actually had. I've always been a fan of God, I'm having a brain fart here. What's this other brand? JBL.
JBL speakers are good.
I've always been a fan of
They're decent.
JBL,
They're
and I've had multiple different JBL portable speakers, and this was the first
UE. No, I've had UEs for years. Like I
UEs
still
that
have
I went to.
the one I take to the beach. I use it daily. Like it's my like in the shower. It gets used every day.
I mean, they are water resistant.
Yep.
So
Yep.
and it's designed in case it falls into the pool or into the hot tub, whatever, it'll last. But I can tell you that while I was in the island, I tasted about 8 different beers, which some of those are going to get posted up onto our Instagram. Most of all of them are light, soft lagers, because when it's 94, 98 degrees outside, I don't feel like you're going to want to have a stout.
Nah.
Yeah.
Well, I still would want a stout.
I would still have
Maybe one.
but for something that I mean, I call it the puddle, but it's a mini pool that they custom made.
The puddle.
You know? And we had a good time. I ain't
Swimming in
gonna
a
lie.
puddle.
It doesn't have a pull pump system how we're used to here, so it's just still water.
Okay.
And I can tell you that while I was in that puddle on Saturday, I had about 9 beers, and from those 9 beers, then transitioned to a drink that my wife's cousin was making, which he'll be on one of our bonus episodes, which we will also have translated by Hyro.
Mhm.
I
will be the
because
voice.
I tried to, and I'll be translating some of the parts that I didn't translate because I still have parts in there that I spoke that are still fully in Spanish, and I forgot to bring it back into English as well. But I can tell you that in that mini episode, we talked a lot about the beers that are common or are local to the island, and then we spoke about the different rums that are available in the island. And there's actually a crap ton of more rums than I was aware of based on prior experiences and rums that I've seen. I saw him grab a pen and paper and start writing down a crap ton of things. I was like,
damn, I thought it was just like 1 or 2. Like,
I just thought it was a handful of rums. No, man. This man went through like 20 something rums.
Yeah, that's why, man. That's why some of these islands we only know like a little bit, and then when you go there with someone that lives, like, nah, there's like freaking all these different kinds. All you see is just like
there's like the
you
regular,
get like the bud, like the buds.
Yeah.
That's like we think they're as great. It's like, nah, this is the greatest. You just can't get it outside of here.
Yeah. But I was impressed. He was on top of his shit. He is a bartender down in Cuba, so I'm guessing that's why he's well informed of all of this. But he did make a specific cocktail that he gave me as I was in the puddle. And I can tell you,
every time you say the puddle, I feel like it's just like in the street. You're just sitting there, especially with all this like downpour that we got in Miami. I feel like you're just outside sitting in a puddle, just like sad cloud over here.
This specific puddle is about 4.5 to 5 feet deep by 6 by 9 feet squared. Yeah.
It's funny, just like you say puddle.
So it's but I still call it a puddle because a pool to me has rotating water.
Yeah.
This thing is still. But it does its job. When it's 98 degrees outside, you go in there, you cool down real quick. Mm-hmm. But he gave me this cocktail where I need to, and I wrote the name down. I don't remember the name of the cocktail off the top of my head, but it's a lot like that episode that we had Elizabeth in where she gave us caipirinha,
Mm-hmm.
he called it something else similar, but not the. I'm pretty sure he said capiruco, but
Capiruco.
I can't remember truly off the top of my head right now.
Okay.
The formula to that cocktail was very similar to Elizabeth as well. It was lime, and instead of putting the honey how she did with hers, he put white sugar, and then he jammed the lime and the white sugar in there for a minute, and then he just pours the rum
But
right in.
technically, the one that Elizabeth you can actually make with sugar. She even said that she just
Right.
prefers honey.
She just prefers honey. But her
So
specific cocktail is something else. He
yeah,
poured rum into it.
because theirs is like they have their own alcohol. For
Right.
it.
And you don't taste the alcohol, bro. It's actually
You're like, oh.
not a bad drink. It's very refreshing. But after you have 9 beers, 8 beers, and then you have about 4 of those on top, that was
Oh,
it.
you're having a good time.
I was having a good ass time. I lost my appetite. I didn't want to eat after I had just smoked ribs and a beer chicken. The first beer chicken I've ever done. I've never tried that
beer can chicken.
Beer can chicken method. Put the beer can up the chicken's ass and just let it smoke there for about 2.5 hours. Never done that. That was my first attempt, and everyone said it came out great, but I didn't have an appetite for it.
You got to make some for Chen.
No,
he need it.
I think a half is not bad. I don't know. It's really difficult.
Throw it again, Chen. Okay.
What do you give it? 3.5.
Okay. I was about to say he gave it a Miami. I thought he said 305.
No, you give it. I mean
3.5. Okay, I get it. It just didn't look like a O.
Yeah. I think I'm gonna give it a. I'm gonna give it a 3.5 as well.
I was at 3.25.
Yeah,
I do enjoy it, but I feel like it needs to be cold. Like
if this was
cold, to be
colder,
honest, like we got these. They are a bit warmer. We didn't get to keep them very long in a fridge.
we didn't buy them
normally do.
yesterday how we typically do. We bought them this afternoon, literally before we came over here.
Yeah.
But not bad. I can stick to a 3.5.
Yeah, 3.25. I think if I had it colder, I think the it'll go higher. I do like the bite of it. I think because it's slightly like I said, it's still a little warm. It does. I feel like it makes it more bitter.
Mm-hmm.
It's adding more bitterness to it, and it makes it like. I'm sure it's supposed to have a bite, but it adds to the bite.
I'm gonna have to follow these guys on. I don't think I've.
Bobble, we gotta go. I keep telling them.
Yeah.
I'm trying to take them.
You
to
showed
brewery.
me the menu and some of the stuff they had on draft, man. I was like, bro, I want.
They have a couple 14% that we.
They
need
have
to try.
a 14% imperial stout that it has my eyeball attached to it.
We gotta try and bring them in. Bring some growlers in.
Hey, if we bring the growlers in here, and we bring that imperial stout, I know who I'm calling. Because
well, if you go without me, we fighting.
Yeah, you right.
I've been trying to get you. You go. I'm like, oh hell no.
Yeah, I'm gonna stick to my 3.5.
Yeah, not a bad beer.
Not a bad beer.
I feel now like I want to taste it cold and then like maybe come back to it, or maybe when we go to the brewery, we take it out of the tap and then like redo it. We come back and see how we feel about it.
Okay. Yeah, we can do that. All right, guys, let's go here to the outdoors section of this conversation. A few episodes back, we talked about the outdoors that most people know of in South Florida.
Of course, that's what we're known for.
Being the beach, the Keys. In relation to the Keys, you actually have a national park, which is Key Biscayne National Park,
which we need to talk about too.
Which we haven't had an episode surrounding either. But there's Everglades National Park, there's Key Biscayne National Park, and then we did have Dry Tortugas National Park in a former episode. But in relations to Everglades National Park, there's a huge chunk that is outside of the actual national park area, and that is Big Cypress Natural Preserve. Big Cypress Natural Preserve is made out of over 729,000 acres. It's a vast, enormous swamp ranging as far north as southern Lake Okeechobee. So for those of you who are not from Florida and don't know what Lake Okeechobee is, when you look at the map and you look at the eyeball that the state of Florida has, that big-ass eyeball, that is Lake Okeechobee. And it goes all the way from that big eyeball all the way down to the actual Everglades National Park portion of the state, and it bleeds straight into the ocean. So it is what they call the freshwater to sea water transition.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Freshwaters of Big Cypress swamps essential to the health of the neighboring Everglades. Sorry, guys, this beer's a little gassy. Oh man. The
You sure you didn't get bit by a couple mosquitoes there?
oh, I
Already
got
talking
bit.
about
I got bit by quite a couple of
just talking
mosquitoes.
about Big Cypress. I already feel them. I already
I
feel.
mean, I've swallowed a couple of mosquitoes and a couple of flies in Big Cypress. I
I
go
already
out
feel
there.
the no-see-ums.
I go out there to do wildlife photography all the time, and
Mm-hmm.
I've come across serpents. I've come across gators. I've come across
A
some
lot
snappers,
of gators.
a shit ton of gators, some snapper turtles,
I've seen some Florida Panthers.
some tropical turtles that are not natural to this habitat. Just how pythons and boas are not
Oh my
natural to this
gosh, yeah.
habitat. Hyro is a fanatic of ball pythons,
I do love
boas.
snakes. Your boy just loves snakes in general.
But during the 90s, that was a
But
big
you know
thing.
that I don't like them when they're out of their habitat. I don't agree how people just let these snakes just go out into our glades. Kills a lot of the beautiful birds that we have out there. That
For sure.
like yeah.
The problem is that that has become the main predator, the apex predator of the Everglades. Not naturally being from the Everglades,
Mhm.
the pythons, the boas,
They thrive.
they thrive because there isn't something out there that can match them as
Mhm.
far as crushing bones
Mhm.
is involved with.
Hell,
That's why they
they
call
go one on one with the gators that we got
they
out
go
there.
one on one with gators. And there, I remember, I believe it was 2006. There was a 26 to 27 hour fight between a 10-foot gator and about a 18 to 20-foot python. And they were at it. That gator was spinning that snake in circles, and the snake had him tied up.
Yeah, 'cause they can go in the water, so they could stay there just because it's not just like any of them, but they can spin and then it's
Right.
just like they can drown. Nope, so they can stay there spinning all at once, and then the
And
gator's gonna get tired and the snake's gonna try to swallow it.
eventually, from what I remember of that event, was that the snake eventually let go and went on its way, but the gator had eventually suffocated because of how hard the snake had him crushed.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. The gator didn't make it, but the snake was never found after that. There's also been other scenarios where people believe, or there's a what do you call these guys? The rangers that fly over the Everglades or over Big Cypress
Mhm.
in choppers or propeller planes, looking to see if there's any flipped over kayaks. There was another event where there was a snake that, or what appeared to be a flipped over kayak, and turned out being one of those snakes that had eaten a 8-foot gator,
Woof,
had begun digestion,
woof. That
and
thing will
the
be full
8-foot
for
gator
months.
became a bleached gator. So that thing was completely white, and the bottom of the snake, being white at light as it is, was confused with an upside down kayak.
Yeah,
So when they got close, they realized that the snake had popped, because I'm guessing
yeah,
it
because it
probably
was too big. Yeah,
either the animal it had eaten was too big, or it tried to protect itself because another animal tried to approach it, and it just popped open and died right there instantly. Oh. But again, relating back to Big Cypress, conserving of over 729,000 acres of vast swamps, Big Cypress Natural Preserve contains a mixture of tropical and temperate plants, um, communities, little mini islands that you see form, that are home to a diverse number of wildlife, including the endangered Florida panther.
hmm
Right. So, for those of you again not local to Florida, what appears to look like a cougar or a mountain lion here in the swamps, we call the Florida panther. Right. And
just like our hockey team.
just like the hockey team, which we have a fan out there who is a true fanatic of the Florida Panthers. Um, which he's probably not
Go
watching.
Rangers! No, I'm kidding.
Oof, oof. Um, will you ever come across a Florida Panther in a trail here? Very unlikely.
Very rare. I've seen a couple, but like yeah, extremely rare. See, to
Extremely
see
rare. The few
it's a sight to
footages,
behold. Like it is.
that I've seen out there have been captured by hunting cameras that you just tie to the tree trunk, and it has a motion sensor and it shoots once there's motion present. Yeah. They're a rare occasion, but if you do see one, I do not recommend that you run. I
Mm-mm.
would
Yeah,
hold
because
your.
as soon as you turn your back, they're coming right for
They're
you.
coming right
You
for
gotta
you,
face it and either walk back slowly until like
and climbing a tree ain't gonna save your ass. I'll
no,
tell
those
you
things
that.
climb. They're quick. They got big
They
paws.
are they are quick, and they will come up the tree right behind you.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Just stare at them, walk back slowly, and just keep just until like it just lays back. That's all you can do. For the time, like, because the fact that you're facing them, it won't attack you directly. When you turn your back,
Yep. Now, as far as best times of the year to explore Big Cypress National Preserve, which also has the Oasis Visitor Center that's part of the national park, right down State Road 41, otherwise known here as A Street, here in South Florida.
Cayocho.
Cayocho. You'll go down State Road 41, a little bit past the Mikisuki Gaming Hotel, and you'll eventually come across the Oasis Visitor Center. There's Shark Valley, which is part of Everglades National Park. And then if you go further down past the Oasis Visitor Center, you are officially in Big Cypress Natural Preserve territory.
Mm-hmm.
Right. It is also
Great to look at
the
stars.
scenic route going down State Road 41 between Dade County or Miami, going up to Naples.
Jamie.
Right. I'm thirsty, bro. I'm talking too much here. I'm ready for the next beer.
So you're parched. You know.
Yeah, let me finish this little thing here in front of the camera.
All right.
I'm ready for this hops for teachers. You know, especially as a school just started just recently. Oh, this one's colder. All right.
Let's hope so.
Feels like it is. Oof. Pumita.
All right, ladies and gentlemen. School's in session. Classes in session. Whoop.
I'm going to hop for the teacher. Put this in front of the camera. It's definitely got some head.
What type of teacher are you talking about?
I'm talking about the beer, bro. What you talking about?
A Florida teacher.
Hey.
Oi. I like this can.
I mean, what teacher kissed that cup, bro? Chin. Let's see here. Hops for Teachers Indian Pale Ale is generously citra hopped for a citrusy and juicy tasting experience with a note of grapefruit and passion fruit. Grapefruit and passion fruit. All right. Let's see what we got here. Chen's nodding his head over there like it's a whole lot better.
Oh, hold on.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
All right. All right. Now that I got that out of my way.
That's not bad at all. Yeah, definitely taste that grapefruit.
This is not bad for an IPA, man. I think that I could
Esto aquí I can fuck with.
yeah, and it's actually not that bad. It's 6.5% APV. El Jefe was only 5%.
Yeah.
You know, which is like equivalent of your average Hannigan.
Sorry, folks. You know, every time he says Heineken, just makes me want to.
All right, bro.
Just a little bit.
Okay, so it's the average of your average Stella.
You know? I'm okay with Stella.
You're okay with Stella. I know. So that's why I'm comparing it to your average Stella. Even though I think the Stella, as far as it tastes, might have been a little smoother than El Jefe. No. That had
I feel like we got to try the Jefe a little colder.
Yeah.
And see how we feel about it. But this right here, I'm really liking it. I can a lot smoother than I thought it would be too.
Yeah, I thought it was going to be hoppier.
Yeah.
I feel like if
hops for teachers, feel like
I feel if hops, they should have called it double hops for teachers, making it a double IPA.
Double hop.
And making it.
I feel like that's a mouthful. I don't think anyone said a double hop for teacher. It was like, yo, hop for teacher.
Okay, you could have just said hop for teacher.
Hop for teacher. Get hop for teacher. ha ha. Like, what we laughing about? What the?
No.
Nahani ha.
Honey, huh? The hell's honey, huh?
Nahani ha. I don't know. What's ha ha?
Ay, coño.
Yes.
I feel like it would have been slightly smoother if it was a double, though, instead of a single IPA.
I feel like this is already pretty freaking smooth. What it is. For a normal just IPA, very smooth.
You're right. You're right.
Like, very smooth. How many times have we had just like a normal IPA and it's like, ooh, ah. And sometimes we have like guests and they're their faces like, like making these faces up.
we have had some IPAs que sí van a patar por el culo.
Mm-hmm.
No, it's straight up kicking the ass. No.
I was like, coño, what the fuck? So this actually very smooth. I would love to have some of our younger guests taste this.
I feel like some of our younger guests' taste palettes are very, very narrow, and haven't explored the terrain of IPAs.
But
this is why we are planning on bringing younger souls.
Hey, and also some older ones. Like it's a good mix. Older ones got used to these beers before we started, making all these craft beers, and now they're just used to like basic beers. And then we got to show them.
I feel like if I bring older ones in here, they're gonna be saying, "What is this shit?" Yeah,
we know who we talking about.
What is this shit? Yeah. I gave my father a triple Belgian beer, and he's like, "How can you drink that shit?" And I was like,
"A sip at a time."
It's a sip. You just go drinking it as you eat, or you go drinking as you get some pretzels or some nachos, and you enjoy good beer. It's like, get carajo, good beer. That shit tastes horrible.
Oh,
and I was like, well, you're missing out. Your taste buds must be dead. I don't know.
Oh. Today, food we ate today, that was good actually. A good mix. When you think about like when the beer you're drinking and the food you're eating just goes
blending well. Oh yeah,
it was perfect. It hit the spot for the rest of the day. I was like, yes.
But then it gave me a food coma. I was like, coño, where's la colada? I need coffee.
Took away our coffee spot.
They took away the coffee spot. What was it called? Mojones? No, I mean, sorry, mojitos.
Mojone.
What the No. I don't know, bro. I stuck to their coffee and to their toast. That was about it.
See, I didn't drink coffee, but I always like their breakfast.
Anything else I got there was like a laxative.
Dude, for me, the breakfast sandwiches were killer. I love their breakfast.
I had their breakfast sandwich once or twice, but that was about it.
Yo, that hit the spot for the day, man. That energized me. That kept me going for a while.
I'm a fat ass, bro. I think I would have just rather got a bacon and cheese biscuit at McDonald's, and I would have been,
Nah, I felt this the cheese, the way it melted on there. Ooh, I always like my eggs scrambled, like the ham, sometimes with turkey.
You getting fancy, bro.
That's how they made it.
Breakfast sampler over at IHOP.
Now we go to IHOP. They ain't got beer.
Hold up. Lumberjack slam at Denny's.
Lumberjack slam. Oh. Damn, someone's hungry for breakfast, apparently.
I can't remember the name of the one at the Waffle House, though.
Oh, man, it's been a while since I've gone to the Waffle House.
Nah, last time I was at Waffle House was over in Nashville.
Oof.
Over in Nashville, Tennessee.
Nashville, nice.
Nashville is nice.
Did have a good time.
We tasted multiple moonshines. I didn't get too fucked up. I got more fucked up.
That's what you say.
I got more fucked up this past Saturday while I was still at Cuba. I got fucked up this past Saturday while I was still at Cuba, where I'm looking at my own barbecue and I can't eat because I'm not hungry. It's a little fucking depressing to me. Rodrigo's up there having a laugh at mojones instead of mojitos.
All right. So, what is your rating on this?
I'm going to give it a 3.5 as well. So far, both of these have been 3.5s. Even though I did like this IPA, I can give it 3.75.
3.75 or 3.5?
Hold up. Let me read.
You said two different numbers. 3.75 was Chen.
I can give it 3.75. Sure.
Okay. Yeah, I was going to give it a 3.75.
3.75?
Personally, like this right here, good.
I can
the
give
mission
it 3.75.
we went to trying to find it.
3.75 out of 5, not bad. Yeah, bro. We had to dig halfway through Total Wine just to find this fucking beer. They're telling me they got 12 bottles. I was like, bro, 12 bottles where? Because they ain't there, and they're not in the freezer.
Yeah, we had to go. See, I told you I don't know how to find these things. I'm like, hold on, here. Let me walk around. Maybe here. Pop, there it is. Flip.
No shit. We could have had El Jefe slightly colder because there was El Jefe in the
That's
fridge.
the one we should have grabbed.
That was the one we should have got.
Well, you know what? We make mistakes.
Shit
Here's
happens.
what it is.
Shit happens.
It's the life of a beer drinker.
I think though that if I was to put this with a platter, we talked about scampi with El Jefe.
Definitely something that has to do with seafood. I definitely would do seafood with this. What about you, Chen? Seafood?
I'm not a big seafood person, but garlic crab.
Garlic crab, yes.
Damn, Chen's been going specific on this one.
he want crab. That's
You hungry, son?
Garlic crab does sound great.
Garlic crab? Ah. Fried shrimp? Fried calamari?
Ooh, good.
I think that this would probably go, if I was to relate it to how I like to do my salmon.
I would say a gumbo.
I wouldn't do a smoked salmon with this, but I would definitely do like a fried salmon. Or some fried fish. I think would go well with hops for teachers.
Yeah.
Some dolphin.
Ooh. No people. Those people who don't fish. Not that type of dolphin.
It is not
fish called
the
dolphin.
mammal. There is a fish called dolphin fish.
They're like, they eating dolphins.
I am not eating flipper. All right.
Speak for yourself.
I don't know. I think it definitely leans more into the seafood platters than anything else.
Yeah.
I feel like I can't pair this with a steak.
It's so no. I don't see it with like a meat or anything like that. Like it's good. Like
it can slide.
Have it.
It can slide for a chicken platter.
But for this to really shine, like it needs something like seafood wise, because like it's lighter, it's like fluffier. It's like with this, it just I feel like it'll add because it has that little bitterness, that smooth IPA, that like that grapefruit that's in there, because you could definitely taste the grapefruit. Taste the rainbow.
I don't taste the passion fruit though, at all. The grapefruit's there.
I think it's hidden in there. I think it's what's giving more of the bite to the grapefruit. But it's not giving you like the taste of grapefruit.
Okay, I can see that. I'm gonna drink this
Can
cup
you see
that's
that,
here. I see this nice goldish tone color. For it being an IPA,
I can't leave it alone.
The color that I see though is a lot like an Oktoberfest.
Which is gonna come up soon. We're gonna try some Oktoberfest beers,
which falls into the next potential beer we have down the line here.
Yeah.
But the color is actually very nice for it being an IPA.
Oh my goodness! All right,
man. Barbecue accessories. I had the MacGyver a barbecue accessory while I was over in the island.
You showed me some photos, yeah, man.
Bro, this barbecue was a straight up 55-gallon oil barrel. All right,
hey, it's the only way to go.
That's the only way to go. Apparently,
Zombie apocalypse.
They blowtorch that shit in half. They got a piece of fence pipe, and they curved an exhaust out the top of the barrel with a piece of fence pipe. And then to make it all nice and fancy, they put a little roof on the fence pipe so that water wouldn't go in. And I'm there on the first attempt because we used it twice. On the first grill, I was like, you know what you need, man? You need to pop that cap that's right there on the bottom of the barrel so I can get some cold air going in there, keeping that charcoal lit while we're using the rest of it to, have the smoke escape from the top. And he looked at it, he's like, oh, we can do that. He goes to open the darn thing. The shit is like shut tight. He's like, don't worry, I'll be back. The dude literally grabs a hammer with like some metal rod. Because they ain't no fancy tools over there, bro.
Just like a sculptor, he just went.
And he literally just puts the rod there and goes, pop. He's like, you savage. Hey. I wanted to keep it looking pretty. You just made it a brand new butthole.
It ain't tight anymore now.
Nah. And then after that, the second attempt on that barrel was completely different. Yeah. But we smoked. That's where we did the beer can chicken. And I had never done beer can chicken before, so I got a regular 355 milliliter can. I chose the darkest beer I can get over there, which
Oh, you did it. Normally people grab light beer, so like.
I did this one with a 6.5% APV beer called Bucanero Max over in Cuba, which, if I had to compare it to a beer here, it lands in the ballpark of a dark pilsner.
Okay.
Right.
Okay.
And as the chicken was cooking, even though I was lit, I was still paying attention to the food because I was gonna let it burn.
In the puddle.
In the puddle. And then being lit, I had to take the can out of the chicken because my wife's aunt wasn't being able to grab the can. So I just shoved my fingers up the chicken's ass, grabbed the can around. And as I pulled the can out, I was impressed because I had never tried this before myself. So I did not know how much beer would there still be in the can. And it must have worked out great because when I pulled the can out, there was maybe less than 20% of the actual can remaining.
Okay.
So this is definitely another project to try.
We gotta try
again.
this. We gotta try this with your grill. See,
this is definitely another project to try again here. Now that I'm back in the States, and I don't gotta be looking over my shoulder.
Yeah, you're not gonna try to fall over or anything. Try to keep your balance.
Well, I also tasted a different rum, which I was able to get one over here. Which was, to me, was fucking bullshit. And if the wife is listening, she was there with me at the airport. At the airport, they only allow you to buy with either Canadian dollars or euros.
Okay.
They don't accept American dollars.
Of course they don't.
Which is bullshit because they've always accepted it until just recently. And then if you have a credit card, you can use a credit card at the airport. But again, same bullshit scenario. It either has to be a Canadian account or an international account, not including U.S. So I'm there. I'm willing to let go of $150, bro. I'm willing to give you right now $150 so you can make some dough, but you can't accept my American dollar.
Oof.
And I'm back in my head. I was like, well, you're the one losing, motherfucker. I'm out the door. All right. But I was about to bring you a bottle, him a bottle.
Damn.
We were about. The little cart I had
there.
They
ruined their bottle.
The bottle I had there,
we about to get bottle service.
I had like 8 bottles in the cart because it was a maximum of 4 bottles per person to go on the plane.
Well, you got one, right?
I got one. So, when we try that beer up the chicken ass,
we're gonna taste it.
We'll take a shot. I'll take a shot. All right, man. So, conclusion: we gave hops for teachers.
Teaser.
Hop
Who's
for
you teasering?
Who you teasering? Hops for teacher, a 3.75 out of 5. Not bad for a IPA. Next one we have here is the fall beer of this episode called the Pumpkin Patch Ale
by Rogue. Which is, I love me Rogue.
I do like some Rogue.
Rogue Dead Guy, one of my favorites. That is like, I buy it sometimes when I'm just like hard day at work. I was like, let me just go get a Rogue Dead Guy ale. I buy me a pack and I'm just there
chilling.
Yep.
Pumpkin Patch Ale is a pumpkin patch ale is made with a whole pumpkin that was chopped up and roasted by hand
and then stuffed into the can.
And then hand roasted allows them, not us, because I'm not the one that makes
well, I ain't doing that.
To caramelize the beer or the pumpkin with natural sugars exactly as they would like. And then they combine it with a delicate balance of spices to create the signature flavor of our classic full-themed brew. They didn't put too much specifications there, guys. Just full-themed.
No specificities.
We know y'all appreciate the effort when you taste the difference in roasting of a real pumpkin while it's made.
Do we?
So let's pull this pumpkin ale out here. Yeah, let's see what we get.
I can see Chen's excited. He loves pumpkin.
Yeah. So these two are done, and now we're jumping over to Rogue over here to the right, or the left on the screen, my right. All right. Oof.
Okay.
That one's nice and cold. All right.
Yeah, these are nice and chilly.
Oof. Nothing like the enjoyable sound of a beer
that
can.
smell.
Is it nice and roasty?
Indeed.
Definitely
like, feels like being from up north. Definitely feels
it
like
definitely has a
the
darker
is here.
tone to it.
Chen.
Let's put this one here in front of the camera so we can take a look at this nice color. Let's cover El Jefe.
Sorry, El Jefe.
I'll cover both of these fools so that we know that we're tasting.
It smells like a pumpkin pie. Straight up.
Yo, it does smell like a pumpkin pie.
Straight
out of the can.
I'm like, I haven't even taken a sip. I'm just like smelling it. This woo.
Wow, and it's got a high IBU level too. Interesting. 6.1% APV.
Who you trying to be?
IBU, you be me? No, IBU is a different equation. In
No,
beer.
no.
Oof.
Oof.
Wait. Wow.
We got the first call even before
First
we even said anything else.
First call before I've even put this in my mouth.
We're going to give you that number from Chen later.
Oh, wow. It definitely has sweet. It's got maltiness. It's barely bitter at all.
This is very smooth.
It does have that roast flavor, though, a little bit.
Oh. Does feel like a pumpkin pie. A good pumpkin pie.
Now, I don't know, man. This is now getting a little bit more competitive between the other pumpkin beers we've already
had. The barrel ale. Ooh, yeah.
You know? I feel like by the time we bring in 5 different pumpkin beers for a single episode, we're going to have repeaters because there's some of these that we will have to retaste.
We have to retaste?
Retaste.
Just so that y'all know, we're trying to have a pumpkin beer for, the fall season every episode. Just one. We're not gonna have one. We're not gonna have a full episode of pumpkin beer. We already had that conversation. But nah, none of that. Too much pumpkin. I feel like we come in here instead of being like drunk, we just have a big ass headache.
Yeah. I mean, it's very strong too as far as its pumpkin flavor. So I feel like if I was to have 3 different pumpkin beers, if they're all like this one, it's gonna be really hard to determine which one's better.
Mm. You know what? Yeah, we should have a poll in the end. Just be like, what was the champion?
I think we've spoke about this multiple times.
Probably in the end of November.
Yeah, I think that by mid-October we're gonna have to start bringing in spin the wheel. Spin the wheel of We also got to bring in when we have visitors. We got to bring in that fail word.
Fail word.
Like they say that one word and they got to take a shot of something.
Oh man.
Why? It just make.
Well, it has to be secret.
Of course.
They can't know.
The only 3 that are going to know the word are going to be the 3 sitting in this room right now. So it don't really matter.
We have to make it before anyone comes in. They're going to know they have to know at least the stipulation that if word is said by either of you,
they both take a shot, or they just want.
But then once they know the word, that's it. But I feel like if we do this, we should wait a while and then tell them you said the word. Not tell them what it was. And they said a bunch of stuff before. And then they got to take
That's not a bad way to put it. That's not a bad way to put it. We can do that. Yeah. I think that we're going to have a couple people cracking up as we're like, oh, there you go.
Maybe bring a bottle of Barcelo, something like that. Well, I don't know. We bring different. We'll match it up. Different whiskeys. Maybe a Jameson one day.
Maybe a Fireball shot
with the pumpkin beers. Yeah,
that's right. Fireball would match well with it.
Oh, one of my favorite things is to have pumpkin beer with a shot of Fireball in it. The rim of the glass has like cinnamon sugar.
Okay.
You want to talk about tasting a pumpkin pie? There you go.
Cinnamon sugar on the border.
Mm-hmm.
An upside down mini bottle of Fireball.
It's already in there. I would.
You just poured it. Got it.
Yeah, I pour it in, then
pumpkin
pour the
beer
beer on top of it. That's
All right.
it.
I can roll with that.
It
I can
is
see that
very
happening.
good.
No, I can see that happening. What are we gonna call that?
Pumpkin pie.
Pumpkin pie?
Pumpkin pie.
Fire pumpkin. Pumpkin fire.
Fire pumpkin. Where are we firing pumpkins from?
I don't know. If we find a cannon big enough, we can probably shoot it up. No. It'll be like one of those Jackass episodes.
Oh my gosh. Just shooting pumpkins out of a cannon.
Woo. Just don't get hit by it. I mean,
Oh, someone walk by it.
someone walk by and get smacked by it. That's gonna be a freaking lawsuit the size of Russia. What are we gonna rate this beer? What do you think about it, Har?
Oh, what do I think? I
already
am
know
at
what
that 4.25 with Chen. I am
Four and
very
a
much
quarter?
there.
4.25. Damn, bro.
I am there with this one. I like this. It has a taste of pumpkin, but it's not smacking you in the face because it's so smooth and it just goes down, just like water. Like it's.
I don't know, man.
I see deep in contemplation there. With this beer.
To me, it has a very strong roast aftertaste, which is not a bad thing for the type of beer that we're drinking here. Because this is
It's a roasted pumpkin.
It's a roasted pumpkin, but I'm gonna give it a 4 flat.
Okay.
I'm gonna give it a 4 flat because it's not deserving of anything below that. But it's hard to give it that quarter additional and beyond how you guys are shooting because to me it's
got to be colder.
It's got to be colder. If it was colder, maybe. No.
Welcome to our hot beer day. Apparently,
it's a hot beer day. It's for the hot weather in South Florida. No.
Oh my gosh.
But it's not bad. I can see me buying this beer for the fall, but I would not have this beer
year round.
Of course, for sure.
Like the pumpkin. It's like what was it from Starbucks? Pumpkin spice latte.
Oh, bro!
You only have it in the fall. You're supposed to only drink.
Don't start with that shit.
You know you want to get yourself a pumpkin spice latte right now.
No. Closest that you can get me to that is your Fireball with cinnamon sugar.
See, that's our version of this pumpkin spice latte. Actually,
Fireball in my coffee. That's about as close as you're going to get me to that.
Yes.
Yeah. You know I've done it.
I don't know what you're talking about, sir. I am always perfectly sober.
God. Oh, man. Let me taste it from a cup to see if it tastes any different.
I'm sure it does. I'm sure it opens up a bit. This definitely feels like when you put it in a cup, it definitely is gonna it's gonna breathe more and it's gonna let out. Of course, the aroma on this is amazing. Like I'm not gonna lie, I would love this type of scent for my car, at least for fall. Like driving around,
I think I like the aroma better from the can though.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, it feels like it dissipates a little more from the cup. Yeah, from the can, it's just like, I guess because it's more sealed up. But I really want this as a scent. I see Chen wearing this as his daily cologne.
I don't know, man. I think the flavor kind of stays almost the same, but the aroma definitely dissipates slightly when you have it served in a cup for over 30 seconds. But I'll give it a 4 flat. I'll leave it at 4 flat. You guys left it at 4 and a quarter?
4.25. We got 4 and a quarter on two sides. 4 flat. Like this.
All right. So let me put here my numbers before I forget, because later on I have to log these beers. So this was a 4 for me. This was a
Don't forget, people, we are using the Untapped app
Untapped app.
just to record these things. Like, it's record all your beers that you've had. Even if you're going to a trashy dive bar, at least like, hey, this is the last beer I had. This was crap. This is a 1. This is a
And
0.25.
I've had that experience where I've already tasted a beer before, and when I tasted it the first time, which is probably when I started tasting beers, I gave it a lower number.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe I was a little too tipsy already the first time I tasted it. And when I retasted it, I was like, why the hell did I give this shit a 3.5? This tastes like horse shit.
Maybe you had a few
I'll
things
give it-
beforehand.
I'll give it a
Before
2.
that one. Sometimes you get a little twisted and you just drink something you think is the greatest thing, then you have it again. What is this?
Right. Okay. Do you have any other comments there, huh?
I always have comments, but do I have anything else to say?
No. This is
No, I like this. This is a very respectable episode.
very smooth sailing episode, man. 3 beers, 2 of them from Jake Wakefield.
Yeah, Jay Wakefield.
Jay Wakefield.
It's not Jake.
I say Jay.
It's Jacket. It's how you said. It sounds like you said Jake.
Jay Wakefield.
It's Jake from State Farm.
Jota
Wakefield.
And the third one was the Pumpkin Patch Ale from
Rogue. Yes.
All right.
We do gotta do a Rogue episode.
We do got to do a Rogue episode.
Love your boy loves some Rogue, and I
Some
would
Rogue
like to try
beers, you
some
can
of
never
their
go wrong
crazy
with some
beers
Rogue
because
beers.
they have other beers out there that we can taste other than the dead guy ale. Like maybe we should have that, just to
The
have.
Dead Guy is the most common one, though. You can find that one anywhere else.
That's what if we have some newcomers that want to come into the show, we'll give them the basic one, and then we'll try the crazy ones as well with them.
We're gonna do some beers from BJ's too, right?
Oh yeah,
I think there's gonna be multiple.
We have our
and this is
brewmaster.
BJ's, the restaurant, guys. There's specific beers that you can get at BJ's, your restaurant, that I haven't been able to find elsewhere, especially during the holiday season.
Oh, that's gonna be a secret that we can't tell people.
That beer right there.
That is one of the beers that we even made a crew over.
Yeah. I've always rated that beer beyond a 4.5.
Yes.
I love that beer.
That one, I think we've gotten multiple people into drinking different beers.
And the reason why I
with
say
that beer.
I've always rated it beyond a 4.5 is because they go by year numbers as they come out. So every year it shows up on Untapped with a different year at the end of it.
Mm-hmm.
And they're not always
exactly the same.
They change the spice here and there.
Yeah.
So,
but it's always a good one to have.
It's always a good beer to have. All right.
Oh, someone put in Big in Japan. I had that one. I wasn't fond of it.
That one's not bad.
You and I'm a big Japan person, and I bought it just because of that. It said Japan, and I was like, all right.
Mofo, I thought your ass was in Japan the first time you put that in our group chat. I was like, look at this dude over in Japan having a beer. And then I realized, that's here, bro. That's from MI Brewing.
I sent you the photo, and I was like, all right, I'm going to try this. I tried it, and I was like, oh, not impressed.
And then when I went there, that was one of the first ones I ordered. And I ordered like 4 of their highest level APV beers. Big in Japan wasn't all the way up there, but it wasn't horrible.
See, for me,
it wasn't bad.
No, it wasn't horrendous.
No.
It just wasn't like I was expecting a little more. Like what I expected wasn't what I got. And I was just like, ugh. And I got let down. Like it wasn't horrendous, but it was just not what I was thinking it was gonna be. But you know what? That's the whole point of brewing, man. It's experimenting, trying to figure out new things.
I mean, not everybody has the same taste buds either, man. Some to the brewer who made that beer, it must have tasted awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome to the point that you reproduced it and made it and canned it and still managed to sell it. So it's got to have some sort of kick to it that people, find in it and enjoy it. But again, it's all personal. It's all about personal preferences.
Yeah. Everyone got their own preference.
Well, guys, I think that is it for today's episode of Outdoors, Brews, and Barbecue. Any additional comments or anything you got, Harold?
Why are you asking me again?
I'm just double
I'm
checking.
kidding.
I'm just double checking.
I'm double, triple checking. Just making sure.
Double, triple checking.
I'm just going to just outburst. Keep the show going for 30 minutes for no reason.
Bro, I just need some sleep, bro. I'm still...
He's still in Cuba mode.
I'm still in, recovery mode.
All right, everyone.
Well, that's it, guys, for this episode of Outdoors, Brews, and Barbecue. Until next time, man. Have a good one.
Peace.
Later.